Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another Cardwell's Cauldrons here on Geektopia Island. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And we have a fun little Rakdos deck that always needs to be built because there's one card that hasn't been used really in Standard at the moment. But first, I'd like to go ahead and let you know we have a Patreon, and if you'd like to go ahead and support us, we will love you, and the link's down below. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the Psycho Circus here. Ooh, good old classic name if you know the reference. But the first main cornerstone of the whole deck is Judith, the Scourge Diva, because why hasn't she been played yet?
Yeah, I don't know. This card's pretty wild.
It's just really good. She's the top end of the whole deck, so as you can tell, it's super aggro. She's 1 black and red, 2/2. Other creatures you control is +1/+0. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Judith deals 1 damage to any target, which is super good. And the fun thing is that she's a human shaman, so if you do like modern shamans, which we'll try to look into for it.
That's awesome.
It's pretty. I've seen it in play, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But yeah, that's the whole deck in the nutshell there. Just throwing out dudes and going.
First little dude we got is Diregraf Ghoul, because he's still around.
Yeah.
He's still being a zombie. He a 2/2 for 1. He comes in the battlefield tapped.
That's okay.
I'll take it. Turn 1 you play him, because you're not doing anything else turn 1.
Exactly. And then it's a 3/2 if you have good old Judith. And the next one is also a 2/1. Gutterbones. 1 black comes into play tapped, of course. But if basically you have what they call the 1 black, return Gutterbones from your graveyard to your hand, activate this only if you, during your turn, deal damage to the opponent.
Yeah.
Or the opponent has lost life this turn, no matter what.
Yeah. So if they lose life, you're like, cool, pay 2, get this dude back.
Yep, swing in for 3, hopefully, kill it, kill something, bring him back. Because with him and Judith, it's an infinite thing almost, because no matter how much you swing, it'll die, then you ping the person, and then you just bring it back.
I like it.
Yeah.
This dude, next up, we got another little dude, Rigging Runner. He's a 1 red for a 1/1 with first strike, and he's got Raid Trigger. He enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter if you've attacked this turn.
He's really good. I don't know, like I've played this in a red-blue Pirates deck. We put it on the channel before, and he's just super solid.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 2/2 with first strike for 1, and or a 3/2 first strike, which with the skills or spells that you have, you can almost win every combat with him.
Yeah, this dude's pretty silly.
I've killed a Scarab God 3 times in one game because of him. Just like, okay, you block lightning strike. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go to the next guy.
It's first strike. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Vicious Conquistador is the next one. 1 black, a 1/2, which is nice. Whenever it attacks, the opponent loses 1 life. And that's where, like, you can get in some gnarly combat math. Because before even damage happens, they lose 1. And that actually does affect it by the end of the end of the game.
Yeah. But he's essentially a 2/1. That's why he's used all the time.
Yeah.
You're just like, or he's essentially a 2/2. Next up is the Viashino Pyromancer. Dude's good.
He's just good.
2/1 for 2. Comes into play. It deals 2 damage to target player and planeswalker.
Simple as that.
It's going to be even better with the new set of War of the Sparks because there's planeswalkers everywhere.
Yeah.
So you're like, cool, pay 2 mana, kill that thing.
Kill that thing.
Great.
Please.
Awesome.
Get out of here. Another card that's never used ever, and I wish I can play her, is Isareth the Awakener. 1 and 2 black, Death Touch, 3/3, which is great stats just in general. But whenever she swings, you pay X to bring a creature with X mana cost back to the battlefield. Of course, it has a corpse counter on it, and if it dies, exile it when it dies.
Yeah.
Simple as that. This also, the corpse counter is always on there, and the effect is always there, even if she gets dead.
Which is kind of sad, but I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a free dude back, so... like,
exactly. It's just free. Your little 1-drops keep coming back, and it's pretty amazing for that.
Oh, yeah. It is pretty fantastic.
Alright, we'll get to the spells here.
First spell we have is Moment of Craving. 1 black and 1 for an instant. Target creature gets -2/-2 until the end of turn, and you gain 2 life.
It's just hopefully the tempo out and swing in. Of course, with a Rigging Runner, you destroy any 4-drop, or a 4/4 or 4/5 or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And just because it's so good, Bedevil, 2 black and red, destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. That's going to be super used later.
Yeah, this card is insane, and it doesn't see a lot of play right now, but it's gonna be used a lot.
Oh yeah.
Next up is Light Up the Stage. It's red and 2, and it's got Spectacle, which is if your opponent lost life, you can pay it for this cost instead of its normal. And then exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards.
Yes. So it's the best friend to aggro and tempo and burn and just everything. This card's so amazing.
Yeah, it does a lot in any kind of aggro deck because it's literally pay 1, draw 2.
Yeah. That's all really. You put 2 lands, cool. Put them in the fill. It's just so good.
Because it takes those cards away that you would draw, but it essentially it does kind of force you to play those cards or you lose them.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. It just gives you more cards.
Exactly. Just 2 cards of the hand for a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Now to help you continuously go and draw every card in the deck is Theater of Horrors. 1 black red at the beginning of your upkeep, exile a target card from the top of your library. If you get the spectacle pretty much trigger on your turn, which the opponent loses life, you can play any card underneath the enchantment, which is insane. Because like it can stack up, and then if you're able to trigger its ability, 1 red and 3, Theater of Horrors deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. And then every single card underneath the exiled is activated to play. So it's just another hand getting built up.
Yeah, it's so strong.
If you haven't like used all the cards anyway.
Next up is Carnival and Carnage because we're at the circus.
Yep.
That's what we're doing. So Carnival is a red or black split hybrid, and it's an instant. It deals 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and 1 damage to that permanent's controller.
Yeah.
Or Carnage, which is a red, black, and 2 for a sorcery. Carnage does 3 damage to target opponent. That player discards 2 cards.
Hopefully Carnage is what you'll be using it on this one, or the Carnival for mono blue, because you're going to kill all their dudes while they're trying to, put the best enchantment in the world on it. Curious Obsession. But Carnage is just so powerful. If you remember what Blightning did, it's pretty much that now in Standard.
Yeah, it's a 1 more mana Blightning.
Yeah.
And Blightning was still good then.
Exactly. I don't mind paying 4. Especially turn 4 on either, if you go on the play or not, is very viable to get rid of 2 cards. And of course, because we have to, Gruesome Menagerie. 3 black. Choose a creature card with converted mana cost 1, converted mana cost 2, and converted mana cost 3, and then put them in the battlefield. We only have the Pyromancer for the 2-drop, but that's fine. You can still get a 1-drop and the Judith again, because she's going to die. They're going to try to kill her as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we only have 21 lands in the deck. That's why we only have 1 Menagerie in, because we might not even get to that amount of lands. But it's basically the same. The good old package. 4 Blood Crypts, Dragonskull Summits, and then we have 8 Swamps and 5 Mountains because there's too much. There's more black, of course.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, though. Pretty standard little red-black package.
Yeah. Now, of course, here on Cardwell's Cauldron, we only do honorable mentions because we don't know what the meta is really around your area. Because everything's going to shift depending on how much control's there, or tempo, or aggro, So, but what we thought about putting in the deck, number 1 is Fanatical Firebrand. It's the 1/1 haste Raging Goblin with upside, which you can tap him, deals 1 damage to any target.
Yeah, dude is insane
Which
good.
Is super good, yeah.
Next up is Footlight Fiend, and he is a red or black hybrid for a 1/1, and when he dies, he deals a damage to any 1 target.
Simple as that. Now, this guy hasn't seen any play at all. Pilfering Imp, 1 black, 1/1 flying, probably really good against control. So you can pay 2, 1 on a black, sacrifice Imp, and then basically you Thoughtseize them. You look at their hand and take a card from it. And this is definitely against control, because you just plop this turn 1 and keep swinging. And if they want to kill it, that's cool. If not, then on the turn you want to do something, you take a card out of their hand.
It seems really good against control.
Yeah.
Next up is Skullduggery. 1 black instant. Until the end of turn, target creature you control gets +1/+1, and target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1.
I always like this card. And I feel like against just like mono red aggro, you want to play this. Because it kills one of their dudes, and hopefully your blocking or attacking is better.
Yeah.
Now, instead of the Pyromancer, you can swipe out for Fireblade Artist, especially against mid-range. But this guy's really good too. Black and a red, 2/2 haste. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, Artist deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. He's also a shaman, so we gotta keep that in mind. But
Shamans are pretty strong.
oh yeah.
Next up is our buddy Kitesail Freebooter. He's in black and 1 for a 1/2 flyer. When he enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. Exile that card until it leaves the battlefield.
Yep. It's just great. It can control. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what's super good is Drill Bit. I had it in the main board at first, but I wanted to, make a more aggro package at first. But it's 2 and a black, Spectacle black. So whenever opponent loses life, You could only play black to instead of its mana cost. Target player reveals their hand and then choose a non-land card from it, and then they discard it. Simple as that. So even on turn 2, you can swing in and mill something grab something out of their hand.
Yeah, you essentially get to Thoughtseize, really.
Yeah. Pretty much, without taking the 2 damage.
Yeah. Next up is a Hackrobat. He's a black, red, and 1 for a 2/3 with Spectacle, black and red.
Yep.
So you gotta pay both. So essentially it's a 2/3 for 2 if you have Spectacle trigger. But you can pay black, he gains Death Touch, or you can pay a red and he gets +2/-2 until the end of the turn.
I think this card is severely underrated. It can hit for 4, or it can kill or block anything. Like, I think it's very versatile, especially if you can land it on turn 2, which in this deck you should be able to, because you have, 16 1-drops, 15 1-drops? So yeah, you should be able to activate that.
Yeah, you should be able to get him going pretty quickly.
Alright, the super secret tech of the deck, no one will ever see this coming, is Garna, the Bloodflame. 3 black, red, 3/3 flash. When enters the battlefield, return to your hand all creatures in your graveyard that were put there from anywhere this turn. Other creatures you control have haste. So it sucks to cost 5, but if you're on the play and they're like, okay, well, board wipe, you're just like flash in, grab all the dudes that died again, and then you just play them. Because this costs 5 mana, so you have 5 mana to play at least 4 1-drops maybe.
Yeah, but you do want to make sure that they board wipe first.
Yeah, of course.
And then play this dude, because otherwise you don't get any of them.
Exactly. So they board wipe, okay, before end of turn, flash in Garna, grab all the dudes, swing big next turn.
Yeah, and hopefully they can't do anything about it, because you're like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, your dudes end of turn, you're like, cool, thanks. Get all my dudes back.
Like I said, I wanted to play this card forever once it got released in Dominaria, but, the black-red was not good, because the lands weren't there. But now they are, so we'll see how that goes.
Definitely. Deck looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks fun, quick. We'll be playing on a deck brawl, so you'll see how functioning it actually is. And the deck list will be down below. And hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island. Goodbye.
Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all of our future content, make sure you tap that bell.
And go ahead and check us out on our streams. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. And thank you for staying here on the island.
Later, guys.
Bye.